What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are once again using the team built by Jose Cabre, using Eternatus, mainly because of the fact that I felt like we didn't really get to show off what Eternatus can do. So looking at my opponent's team, it is Xerneas Indeedee with Dragonite, Stakataka, Torkoal, as well as a, a Crocodile. So we do have Volcarona. Volcarona does have to worry mainly about that Crocodile, but other than that, Volcarona's in a very good spot. So as a lead, Landorus is also in a really good spot, right? We do have priority Earthquake. What? I'm thinking Tapu Fini, Volcarona. Stakataka is just a great option for them, and then Eternatus in the back, because of the fact that we do have to worry about their Trick Room, because they do have their own Stakataka, which can make things tricky because ours does not have Body Press. So if it comes down to it, any stack with Body Press will beat one without it. So we can't really afford to risk that endgame. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Okay, so we are going to see Indeedee next to, what is it called? Yeah, Indeedee Xerneas, which is fine. We do have the ability to immediately set up terrain, so we can get our special defense boost. We can set up a light screen, and I honestly feel very comfortable just to go for a Quiver Dance, because they don't have a good answer to that. And so I think just setting up in the long game, the one fear is if they bait me. Yeah, that's actually a fear of, do you go for the bait, or do you bait me and just set up Trick Room with Indeedee? We have stack, so I'm gonna just go for the push. Okay, so even better, right? We just see the Geomancy. Interestingly, we don't see a Follow Me from the Indeedee. So I'm guessing you're probably just going for an Expanding Force. But if we can obviously set up a light screen as well as a Quiver Dance, we should be in a very good position, because everything, or both of our things, will be at +1, as well as have the light screen boost. So we should not really be taking much damage from anything. And especially, yeah, the Xerneas, I don't really worry too much about. We will now start pressuring with Heat Wave and, what is it called? Heat Wave and Nature's Madness. The Expanding Force does come out, yeah, and you can see just how little that does. I want to go for a Nature's Madness here, as well as just a Heat Wave. I think we can just start threatening really big damage into the Indeedee as well as into Xerneas. Obviously, Dazzling Gleam is something to consider, but I'm not super worried about that. We will see the Indeedee up going for the Follow Me, as we are going to see a second Geomancy. Not something you see every day. And this is scary too. Oh wow. We still go for that here, as well as we got to go for a Heat Wave. This just perfect. Okay, that's even better. They will get their Geomancy off, but we will be able to get good damage with our Heat Wave, as well as the Nature's Madness, which is going to ignore all the boosts. We are going to be a little accuracy dependent this turn, but we'll see. We do connect Heat Wave, great. Get some good chip. Getting a burn would be incredible, as we do, more importantly, connect with this Nature's Madness. So we will take that Xerneas down quite a bit. I think at this point we just have to double up into this Xerneas. I feel comfortable with the light screen and the +1 that Volcarona can live a hit. This will be tricky, because we are going to see the Dazzling Gleam at +4. We both survive, which is great. And not only that, we will trigger both of our berries. So being able to recover quite a significant amount will be huge. Oh, because Feeny doesn't have a berry. Feeny has the seed. We will connect with a Moonblast onto the Xerneas, and I'm hoping that picks up the knockout, which it does. So a pretty scary position overall, right? You're looking at a +4 Xerneas in the face of 2 special attackers, but the fact that we were kind of able to put on constant pressure really helped, as we will see a Torkoal come out as well as Stakataka. So still a very tricky position. We do have the advantage that Stakataka is the one that has to set up this Trick Room. So we have a very safe Nature's Madness here, as well as a Heat Wave to try and stop any sort of Stakataka shenanigans. Right, because this is +1 special attack in the sun from Volcarona, and I feel confident that that should be able to knock out Stack. We do have Nature's Madness just to go for, to reduce the damage output of something like an Eruption, so that's fine. Stack Attack, or Torkoal protects. We will be able to... Oh, that's a really bad miss. That's a very, very bad miss. It's fine. Please be the defensive variant. So we are going to see a defensive variant of Stakataka, so that is at least a little bit better in the fact that they are not getting an attack boost. I think this is tricky. This is very, very tricky now. Missing that Heat Wave is huge. I'm going to go for a Rock Slide and go for a Cosmic Power. We don't have to worry about Body Press. Shouldn't have to worry about Iron Ball. I'm going to go for this. I do want to try and get Eternatus a little bit bulky. We do have the ability to recover. Neither of these... Torkoal does have Earth Power. Yeah, we are going to see Earth Power, but it's going to go into Stack. So this is potentially good for us because of the fact that, yeah, Stack will take that super comfortably. We do just need to hit this Rock Slide as we do double connect, and that's a really big deal. Onto the Torkoal, does some good chip, and then their Stack Attack is going to take pretty much nothing, as they will just go for a Gyro Ball onto Eternatus, who, because of the boost, will be able to take that pretty comfortably. And so now... We have to do this. We could Cosmic Power again. We have to Cosmic Power and hope that they don't go for a Trick Room. Which, like, they have every reason to go for a Trick Room. Yeah, because if then you just Earth Power and Gyro Ball. So, yeah, we are going to see the Earth Power come out into Stakataka. That'll pick up the KO. And so now the question is, what do you go for with your Stack? If you go for a Trick Room, which, yeah, you are. There's really no reason not to. We have to go for a Recover, and now you have the advantage that you can go for a Flinch. We are at +2, but you do have Earth Power on Torkoal, so that should probably wrap things up. We can try and out-Recover stall them. We do have Pressure, which means that you are limited on your Gyro Ball primarily. But I think Torkoal is in a good enough position. We should have gone for... I guess we should have just doubled up in the Torkoal. It is tricky, right? We are going to see Rock Slide come out. So that's actually potentially good for us, as we do see how little it does. 125. Please be more than 0. 77. We do get the Recover off. Right? So we are in a position where we can potentially... Oh, wow. Yeah, we go all the way up. We can actually just try to Recover stall this entire Trick Room, right? Because you're now reliant on not only hitting Rock Slide but also flinching with it, because we are going to be gaining HP back. And we are able to comfortably live another one. So now we're back at full. So now we can even... The harsh sunlight fades. That's good for us. We do need to start getting damage up. We could cosmic power. No, I want to... Let's go for the cosmic power. We did tank that pretty comfortably. We will see the rock slide come out. Like I said, we do have pressure to literally apply pressure. Earth power will come out into us. We will be at 150. We do get the cosmic power up, and then there should be one more turn of Trick Room where we can recover and then try to deal some damage into their stack attacker. Right, there is... Yeah, this is the last turn of Trick Room. I want to recover, and then I want to try and actually deal with Torkoal more than Stack Attacker, because Stack is not going to be doing any damage into me, whereas I have to worry more about Torkoal. So if we can actually hit Earth Power, I mean not Earth Power, if we can hit Sludge Bomb and get a burn, that would actually be ideal. And so I'm wondering if my opponent at this point is trying to timer stall. We will see the Gyro Ball come out. So this is actually their last one. 100. This is going to be close. Actually, it's not. That's fine. We will get the recover off. Yeah, and with the Black Sludge, I do feel comfortable for at least one turn going on the offensive. So I feel fine to pressure a Sludge Bomb onto this Torkoal. Because now, right, you have to set up Trick Room with Stack Attacker to have any sort of chance of coming back from this. You could go for a Protect with Torkoal, expecting something like the Sludge Bomb, but we also do have pressure, right? So we are slowly, primarily whittling away at Gyro Ball, which is the main source of damage. We also are wearing away at that Earth Power. So the question is, do you have max PP on your Earth Power? Because that's going to let you hit more. Otherwise, we are in... I think they should only have one left. And if we can get rid of Earth Power on Torkoal, we essentially have the game locked up. And, I mean, they could be trying to timer stall. I think that's not a horrible option, but... Or we could just do that. Yeah, I think given the fact that we were able to so comfortably knock out Torkoal, we can now... We can go for a Flamethrower. I feel fine at this point to at least go for one Flamethrower. We don't have to worry about Earth Power, so we do have Flamethrower here, and this should... We are going to see the Rock Slide come out. That's fine. Rock Slide is barely doing anything. They are going to get the flinch, but like I said, they are losing PP. They're doing hardly anything to us, and we are just pressuring on the special side. And even if you push timer, we should be able to recover. Sorry. So, yeah. So we I think are overall in a really good spot, right? We will just be able to kind of push through, and I think that this was such a scary position, right? It was Eternatus versus Stack Attacker and Torkoal, but the fact that we were able to set up these cosmic powers and use pressure, right? Like, you are losing PP every single turn, and I think my opponent at this point is probably just going for timer, right? With the idea that, hey, I can really try and stall out that way, but we have access to recovery with obviously recover as well as Black Sludge, whereas my opponent does not. They are going to keep getting flinches, which is definitely a little bit tricky, but we really just need to hit a Flamethrower. And even if we do that outside of Trick Room, that's fine, right? You have to reset the Trick Room, and you are running out of Rock Slides. I think this has been 5 or 6, so they may be out, especially given the fact that they're no longer going for Gyro Ball. That really suggests to me that my opponent doesn't have any sort of PP boosting items or things on their moves, so they really only have maybe one more. And we should probably see something like a Wide Guard at this point, because they're gonna be forced out of their damage dealing moves onto Eternatus. And yeah, I'm guessing at this point they're trying to play to timer, and thinking that they can stall it that way. We will see the last gyro ball, as it will do a pretty good amount, as flamethrower will come out. I do want to recover just because I do want to play it safe at this point. They have been really lucky with the flinches, but I'm pretty sure, barring a crit, we live a gyro ball. But I think, like I said, they are out of them because they can only go for 4. Yeah, because max PP would be 8, so they should actually be out of gyro balls. So they will have to continue to go for rock slide. We will be able to get off a recover, because even if they flinch us this subsequent turn, the trick room will end, so we will have a guaranteed recover that way. And I think once we are able to recover that much HP, even with a critical hit, we should be overall in the clear. And then, yeah, they are playing the timer. I don't necessarily... Oh, what? They still have a gyro ball. I don't actually know how they still have PP for that. Unless this was their last one. Does gyro ball not have 5 PP? Do I just not know how this game works? That is also very possible. We're going to have the Twisted Dimensions return to normal, so I just want to hit with a flamethrower. I apparently don't know how gyro ball works. I thought it only had 5 PP. So that's kind of what I was going for there. But yeah, I think it makes sense at that point just to cancel, because I would have very easily just been able to literally out-pressure you with Eternatus. So definitely glad that we were finally able to get a good game with it. And yeah, with that said, let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, next battle, and this is a Zacian team. So it is Rillaboom, Incin, Zacian, Cinderace, Araquanid, and Regieleki. So definitely a couple things to be afraid of in primarily that Cinderace. We do have, what is it called? We do have Choice Scarf Lando, which can really help in terms of outspeeding Zacian, as well as really damaging a lot of this team and scaring off things like Regieleki. So what? I feel comfortable leading Landorus. Volcarona obviously is a very great answer into a lot of this team. We could do these two. We need Serena. We need Volcarona. The issue is that nothing on this team has Protect, other than Volcarona. So we will have to actually switch out Eternatus into Serena in order to live the hit, right? Because we can't just go for an Earthquake willy-nilly next to an Eternatus. That's obviously a very bad idea. So let's see what my opponent wants to lead. We are going to see Araquanid Cinderace. So this is actually not bad, especially because Landorus is Scarfed. So we do have access to Rock Slide before Cinderace is going to change types. And before it changes types. Sorry, I really have to sneeze. Yeah, we can very safely do this, as well as... I want to pressure... Let's go for that. Cinderace is pretty frail. We are going to see Cinderace actually withdraw, which I felt like made sense. I knew I should have gone for the Sludge Bomb into that slot. I would have punished so hard. But we are potentially revealing, like I said, we are actually definitely revealing we are Scarf at this point. We do get very good damage into the Araquanid. I'm hoping that the Sludge Bomb will be enough for a KO. We do get a flinch, which is huge. We now can very safely... I want to swap Landorus out into... I'm going to bring out Serena here, and... This is hard, right? I'm going to actually bring out Volcarona, and I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb onto this slot, right? Because we know you're 4 at this point. We know you have Cinderace as well as Zacian in the back. So we have this. We probably don't have to worry too much about flying. Yeah, we are going to see that. We are going to see the liquidation, unfortunately, into Volcarona, which is less than ideal because we will lose Volcarona there. But we can bring out Serena. We can bring out Serena, bring back Scarf Landorus, right? Because we can go for this is actually really bad. We should have switched into that was a very obvious play. I don't know why I went for that. We can bring out Serena. My main question though is what? Actually, we're not. We can do this. Let's just go for a Cosmic Power. Right. Let's go for a Cosmic Power. I think if we can set up Eternatus well, we should be fine, right? Because these are all physical attackers. We do have Landorus. Obviously, having Volcarona over Serena would have been very much preferred, but we can't always get what we want. We will take a high horsepower fairly comfortably, as we will hit off this U-turn. Oh, wow, that's because of the crit. And we can very comfortably bring out Landorus at this point. And then Landorus will threaten into the Cinderace as well as the Zacian. Rillaboom will go down to -2. The high horsepower is very good to know because of the fact that it means that like this Rillaboom does have a way to hit me, and it probably gave up knockoff for that. And so now what we can let's see what they bring in. I expect Cinderace, because Cinderace like is just such a strong damage dealer. Do we have? We do have U-turn on Landorus. So we could U-turn here and go for another power, which is a little risky, because you can very easily Grassy Glide. You can very easily Grassy Glide into Landorus, but I'm guessing your main objective right now is dealing with Eternatus, because as it sets up, like it's going to be in a very commanding position. So I'm hoping that if we pivot out into Serena, we can deal with Cinderace as a result of being +2. We will unfortunately see the Grassy Glide into Eternatus, so that's actually totally fine, as we will see Assurance come out from Cinderace, revealing that it is also going to be a Scarf variant, as we do take a good amount of damage and pivot out pretty effectively into Serena. And I actually forget how Pokemon. Okay, cool. So we are going to get the second Cosmic Power boost. We also do have Grassy Terrain recovery, as well as what is it called? As well as our Black Sludge. So what I'm thinking is pivot back into Landorus. Right, we just do this, as well as go for a recover, because that'll bring us back to full. And from there, we can really continue to bulk up. We will, makes sense that we are going to see the Zacian switch in. You can't really keep staying with your Dark type attack onto Eternatus. We will be able to get the drop onto their attack using the Intimidate. And from there, we threaten very big damage onto either of their slots. So the question now is, okay, so you're going to go for another, what is it called? Ground type attack into Eternatus from the Rillaboom, the high horsepower, which is fine by me. We know that Zacian is not going to outspeed Landorus. We do have a very comfortable U-turn into. Oh, and there's no more Grassy Terrain, so this is perfect, right? We can very comfortably go for a U-turn here as well as go for a flamethrower into the Zacian slot. We are almost back at full. Sorry, so there's no really big sort of concern about like getting hit with a what is it called, a Grassy Glide into Landorus, because we really do need the ability to cycle these Intimidates, being able to just pop out of there, and we pick up the KO, right? So this is great because we are forcing an end game where it's going to be Cinderace locked into a move with Scarf, as well as Zacian looking down a +2 Eternatus. I'm pretty sure this is +2 Eternatus, which has the ability to deal super effective damage. We will see the Behemoth Blade, most likely into Eternatus. Oh, into the Landorus slot, which does make sense. Serena does take that very comfortably, which is great. We will get the flamethrower off, and the question now is how much are we... We do a really sizable chunk, right? To the point where we can pretty safely go for another one. I probably want to fodder Serena, expecting them to think I'm going to switch into Landorus. Sorry. So we will see Cinderace come out. We can figure out what Cinderace is locked into. I don't really have a good option for anything. Let's just go for a Grassy Glide here, as well as another Flamethrower onto the Eternatus. I mean, not into the Eternatus, into the Zacian. So once again, locking yourself into a Dark type, hits into Serena. We can then... Oh, it doesn't even pick up the KO. Wow, Serena is bulky. Assurance also has low base power. We will see, yep, the double up, like I said, expecting the Landorus to switch in. I obviously don't need to go for that right now. We can then go for a Flamethrower to KO the Zacian. We bring out the Landorus very comfortably. Landorus will... Oh, it loses a speed tie to Cinderace, which is better because your Assurance will not have a boost in power. And we do have super effective U-turns. So between U-turn as well as... what is it called? The Sludge Bomb, and the fact that we can keep recovering, and the fact that Cinderace is locked into Assurance, like we have this wrapped up. So once again, a really good performance by Eternatus, right? We were able to set up very effectively, and that really sort of led us to have this position where Eternatus could fight really well, and we could support it super nicely, right? And losing Volcarona in my mind was a really bad trade. If we had had it, we would have been in such a more comfortable position where we could have set up very easily and then threatened big damage into things like Zacian, into this Cinderace. Like nothing other than their Araquanid really wanted to deal with Volcarona. And so the fact, like I said, that we gave it up when the very easy switch was just into Serena, kind of says a lot. But we will see Assurance come out into Landorus. It's going to do practically nothing, and then I'm guessing a combination of U-turn if it doesn't pick up the KO, yeah, with Sludge Bomb will wrap things up. So very good game to my opponent. I think it was tricky. I think Landorus really came in clutch versus 4 physical attackers. The fact that we were able to cycle Intimidates, and the fact that honestly the flinch with the turn 1 Rock Slide onto Araquanid really helped, because if it had been able to KO Landorus, I don't think we would have been nearly as comfortable as we were. But overall, a really great game to my opponent, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is another Zacian team, and it's a pretty interesting one at that. It is Zacian, Urshifu, guessing Urshifu Water, with Entei, a Rillaboom, an Indeedee, and Regieleki. So once again, I really do like Landorus into this matchup. It obviously can deal really well with a lot of stuff. It does have Intimidate, and it doesn't really worry about Regieleki. So leading Landorus. What else do I want? Feeny doesn't really do much. It just kind of dies. Volcarona is great. So I do actually really like Landorus Volcarona with Eternatus in the back. And then the question is, what do I want? Serena doesn't really do anything. Neither does Tapu Fini. Neither does Stakataka. I'm gonna go with Serena. Yeah. Serena, just because of the fact that it has access to priority Grassy Glide in the event that Rillaboom comes. And so I think having the ability to get priority damage is always going to be really great. If my opponent does have Urshifu Water as a lead, I do need a good switch into that. And I think between Volcarona, like Volcarona, I think is fine just due to the fact that we have 3 chances to burn, and we are kind of relying on that. But those odds are pretty great, right? Each is a 30% chance, as we will see. Yep, Indeedee next to Urshifu, and yeah, like I thought, it is going to be this Urshifu Water form. And so the question is, I'm guessing what? I have to make a guess of where do I think you are going to attack me with Urshifu Water. I'm gonna swap out into Serena, and I'm gonna go for a Quiver Dance. That seems really aggressive. I'm gonna go for a Quiver Dance, because if you attack into Urshifu, I mean not into Urshifu, into Landorus, we're in a very good position. Serena should be able to comfortably live at least an Expanding Force. We will get the boost onto Serena. I mean, not onto Serena, onto Volcarona. I do expect, yep, the Expanding Force to come out. So this could have actually ended up being a very bad turn 1 play. We are going to see the Life Orb variant of Indeedee as Surging Strike. Please go into the Landorus, or at least please burn Volcarona. Yep, okay, great. We do call that correctly. We will see Serena just very, very comfortably take that. And now we threaten multiple ways of picking up good damage, where we can go for a very safe Grassy Glide here, as well as a Heat Wave, which in my mind should definitely KO the Indeedee for sure, as we will... we don't KO the Indeedee. We do get the burn on the Urshifu, which honestly is way better, as an Expanding Force will come out. Serena and Volcarona both comfortably take that. Volcarona will proc the berry. The problem though is I think that Volcarona is so low. We did get recovery with Citrus Berry, as we do see the Surging Strike come in, and the question is, will we take it with the burn? No. No, we won't. But we do get rid of Urshifu, and now what? We have Eternatus. We bring out what? Eternatus? Oh god, you did not KO. What do we do? Serena, why don't you KO anything? We can swap into Eternatus here. We gotta go for a Rock Slide, and we have to hope at this range it's gonna be enough to KO Urshifu. Because then what we can do is we fodder out Serena to re-bring back Landorus after we're able to recover with what is it called? That's actually, we are gonna, okay, so we do see a double protect here, which I think that's fine. We are getting more burn chip onto the Urshifu. The Urshifu is the one that I'm worried about living. And it looks like I got disconnected. Definitely unfortunate. I think that game had a lot of potential. I've never really had issues with disconnect before, especially here, so I'm not really sure why that happened. But I think there was still a lot to go in that game. I think we would have been able to at least set up Eternatus with a Cosmic Power as we hit a Rock Slide. But we will be using a different team starting tomorrow, and then kind of cycling back before the start of the new month. But yeah, I hope people enjoyed, and until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.